Good afternoon. I bid you a warm welcome to the studios of Poly TV Ilaro today, Wednesday, the January 14th, year 2026. It is time for your regular program. We call it Newspaper Review and Analysis. My name is Femi Afolabi as usual, and I'm not alone on the set today. I'm being joined by that elder statesman, the one I call Baba Agbalagba, Mr. Deji Adeyemi, a veteran journalist and, of course, a publisher. Mr. Adeyemi, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here today again.
You look cute.
You mean it?
Of course.
Well, let's thank God for
That's a
his
sign
mercies.
of good living.
Yes. Well, that's true. I take my time. I relax. I do some exercises, and I read. So
Well,
it shapes one's...
that is a very nice recommendation, at least for those who listen to us or viewing us out there.
Okay.
Let's set sail. We're starting with the front page story on the Vanguard newspaper today. And the story says, Nigeria's oil, gas exploration defies federal government efforts, drops 14%. What that story is saying is that despite the economic policies of the federal government, our oil exploration on daily basis has dropped 14%, giving an indication that Nigeria may not meet the OPEC quotas for oil exploration, probably maybe for this quarter or the year, and that is a bonus or a minus for our budget implementation this year.
Yes, I must say that, like they say in some areas, that the Nigerian economy defies well-known standards or well-known theories. The federal government has been trying so much to turn around the oil and gas industry. When you add the fact that new players are being welcome, and of course the petroleum industry bill is also being executed in such a manner that we could have some kind of respite in this volatile industry. With Dangote in the industry, in the oil space, we ought to have had, and of course, we ought to have had some kind of price reduction at the pumps. But unfortunately, what we are getting are very marginal, it's nothing to really run home to rejoice. What I mean by this is that with what we are witnessing in the industry, we ought to have had some kind of reduction in prices. And you know, petroleum or petrol and gas, these are determinants of some of the other services and goods that we use here in Nigeria. The man who has harvested in the farm would need to move his products to the market, and of course you are going to use the PMS, the petrol. So, and of course it will reflect on the prices of farm products. So what I'm saying in essence is just that the government needs to do more in terms of managing, even if it means macro-managing this industry, such that, we still can say it's all right. After all, we have bought petrol for 1,000 naira in this country. Now we are having it at 700 plus or so. Maybe as time goes on, we will have the thing dropping down to 500 and the rest of it.
The question on the mouth of most Nigerians now is that the present administration is about 3 or going to 4 years in office, and by now we should be talking about some other players coming into the oil exploration in the country, not only Dangote. Maybe the industry, the petroleum bill, that is newly adopted, maybe it is not very attractive or encouraging to allow more big men to come into play.
Yes, I think there are some linear refineries that are being built, and but of course it is the industry is such that you need big money to play in it. So it may not necessarily be attractive in the sense that building refineries is not, I mean, a tea party. Let me put it that way.
Because you know that the Nigeria's refinery, the 4 refineries we have in the country, they were down.
Of course.
They were not producing optimally. But for Dangote,
not producing at all.
But for Dangote that are coming into play now, so at least something must be done to meet our OPEC quota on daily basis, so as to not to put the budget in threat.
Disarray. Yes. Well, maybe the government should now take the initiative and make sure there's an enabling environment for private sector players in the industry to come up and even fast track their work.
Okay, still on economy, still on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, there's another economic story credited to the World Bank. Economy, Nigeria to record fastest growth in 2026. Despite what we are saying, despite the dull lights, let me put it, that we are talking about the decline or the drop in exploration of gas and oil and gas. The World Bank is saying Nigeria's economy is going to record very fastest this year.
Yes, we are on a recovery journey, and I can say that truly speaking, there are some things are just turning around. I was somewhere not too long ago. They sell feeds. They told me that a bag of feeds was something like 27,000 naira sometime to 2025. But now it's going for about 13,000 naira. And same thing applies in some other cases. Even though those are situations that government takes special interest in. Well, you see, what I mean is that it's hopeful. There's hope that the economy will turn around.
We continue to live on that hope. Let's go to another newspaper, Tribune, this time around, with the major headline: U.S. delivers military supplies to Nigeria. That's a good one.
Indeed, it is. It means Donald Trump, POTUS, is living up to his word. And of course, the renewed energy the Nigerian Army is also putting into this also makes it something to be glad about. Just about 2 days ago or so, there was this bleeds of attacks on some Lakurawa camps in Kogi and one other state, and of course even in Kwara, there was also military airstrikes and all the rest of by our own military. And it means that, but they just need to be very consistent
The
about
writer
with
to
this.
that story says 129 terrorists arrested, 55 killed, 309 hostages rescued in Kwara, Kogi police.
Yes. Let us just pray that the military will just continue with this renewed attacks on the terrorists. We just need it. Now, maybe things can just get better. That's the best.
And I think government should do more, not to give us the number of arrests only. Let us see them prosecuted, so that Nigeria will believe that we know that government is very serious.
That's true. That's also very, very important.
All right. Okay, we're moving forward to the Punch newspaper with the headline, Government Budget 525 billion naira for security as killing spread. Governors budget 525 billion naira for security as killing spread. The totality of budget allocation for security from one state to the other across the country, totaling 525 billion naira.
Yes.
And I hope maybe Nigerians will have a respite now, because if government is ready to dispense such an amount of money, at least to tackle insecurity.
Yeah. When there's a problem, or there is a situation that needs the political will to solve, then of course all hands must be on deck. It just shows that, of course, these things is not just about the federal government. That is, well, it's federal government's business to tackle Boko Haram and the rest of it, because Boko Haram is already behind us here. So then let's just look at it that they should be very effective even in spending the money. It doesn't. What we need peace. It's only when we have peace that development can exist.
But that is not the only perspective to fight insecurity. You know, the information that abound around here or before now is that even within the government we have collaborators. We have people that are sabotaging the efforts of the military and all whatnot, giving information, prior information to these criminals. So if we are saying, okay, we want to budget this amount of money to fight insecurity, that is to procure arms and whatever, what are we talking about? Seeding out or weeding out those collaborators within the government?
Yes, government just needs to be up and doing. What I mean is that by all means there will always be saboteurs.
How do we tackle that?
Yes, it's only by engaging in high-end intelligence. And of course, the government just needs to go out there and work within and also without. When I said without, well, attacking the terrorists or counter-attacking them, we are talking about, but inside the boardrooms, inside the industries, the ministries, there are also people who are feeding fat on sponsoring violence, sponsoring terrorism. And of course, it is not today that, remember the time of Jonathan, when he had to mention this at the fake meeting, that amongst us here are sponsors of Boko Haram. And of course, but they just, okay, if he had said that, if he had, taken steps within them, if you know them, name and shame them That's my own about it.
Let's quickly discuss something that is related to what we are talking about. And this is a minor story on the front page of the Vanguard, which says, uh, residents flee Sokoto villages as Bello Toji issues new threat. At the wake of the U.S. intervention, when there were air strikes in Sokoto State, very many people are saying, no, we didn't see any viral video of of death, of the disaster as it were, the action as it were. And people are saying, okay, maybe Bello Toji this time around have been killed. But now Toji is now coming out or threatening some villages, and people are leaving, running away from the designated villages in Sokoto State.
Yes, people will naturally run for their safety. They will want to live and carry on with their lives in places where where there's some kind of peace. The fact still remains that, well, the government, because we keep going back to government, it's not the people that will fight Boko Haram. What do they have to fight Boko Haram? Let government pump in a lot of resources, both financial and human resources, into this fight against terrorism. And then we'll get there. It didn't start today, so we are not expecting that it will just fly away today. No.
Still talking insecurity, and we are going to the front page of the Guardian newspaper now. Lingering sit-at-home disruption may hurt Southeast states as the budget 5.7 trillion naira fiscal plan. The lingering sit-at-home. All the Southeast states, very many people are still obeying the sit-at-home order by Nnamdi Kanu. And since August 9, year 2021, that he pronounced that exercise, some people are still obeying it. And this paper is saying, even despite voting or earmarking 5.7 trillion naira as a budget for the entire region, that particular exercise, the sit-at-home order, may hinder the outright implementation of that budget.
Yes, of course. I don't see how people would accept the promptings or the orders of a particular person or group of people.
A non-state actor?
Yes, to not go and do their legitimate businesses. But of course, you don't blame them, because what they have, the havoc they have wreaked on Igbo citizens from 2021 up to now. You can even imagine the kind of the loss that they would have encountered in this in this situation. So even at that, they themselves, apart from what the federal government is doing, the state governments, especially in that region, should also come together, brainstorm, and find out what exactly would they have to do to save this situation once and for all.
Isn't it appalling or surprising that the Southeast governors or government, as it were, have not been able to change the narrative since August 2021 till date? People are still obeying or keeping with the prompting of somebody to order them to stay at home, not to go and do their businesses on Monday.
Yes, like you said, it's appalling because over the years, there must be a way to really tackle this menace. I mean, sit at home, and of course, do they know the people who give the orders? Are they spirits? if there are some people who give orders, then from where do they give orders? They easily, I think, in a manner or the other, they can be apprehended. And you see, that's the funny part of the fact that Kanu has been jailed, and yet his foot soldiers are still walking in the bushes and,
They are
of
still
course, on the
dictating
streets.
what is happening. Let's go to some politics, and we are starting with the Vanguard again. Rivers crisis, APC, CSO, others slam Fayoshe over Fubara's APC status. When Governor Fubara of Rivers State defected to APC, at least his card, his enrollment card,
Yes.
membership card, read 001. And Fayoshe was saying, no, that is an insult to President Bola Tinubu. Bola Tinubu should carry 001. You are not Bola Tinubu that should carry 001. Maybe 001 at his state.
Of course not.
But the APC and, of course, some pressure groups are saying, no, what is your business, Ayo Fayoshe?
In fact, I still wonder what his business is. Is he a member of APC? Or I think Fayoshe, I'm sorry to say, he's just looking for relevance. You are neither here nor there. In APC, in PDP, you are somewhat, because you are always attacking the PDP people, their policies, their whatever. And at the same time, you are not an APC man, but you want to support Bola Tinubu. Okay, fine by me. Go ahead and support Bola Tinubu, but not what the policies of the APC as a political party. You're trying to shoot down those policies or whatever. It's not his business.
Yeah.
If he wants to move to APC, all well and good.
Fayoshe is a known friend to Governor FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. They are very close. They are friends.
Of course.
And he has, when the crisis broke between Fubara and Nyesom Wike, Fayoshe was advising Fubara to go and kneel down and apologize, and not to confront head-on Nyesom Wike. So, and people are saying, no, because you are friends to Wike, doesn't mean that we should be addressing our governor to do what is not necessary. Even when the assembly started the impeachment process, he said Fubara is a gunner.
Yes, I think he's just playing the role of a busybody. If he has better things to do, he will go and face that, and not let him go and face Ekiti politics and not Rivers State politics. Rivers State people can sort themselves out.
Okay, another story on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune says NEWA to acquire barges vessel with 10.3 billion naira in 2026. That's the association of the oil marketers. They want to acquire barges, big vessels, at least to transport fuel, crude, into foreign countries, sell. So they are saying they want to acquire vessels for 10.3 billion naira.
Yes, of course, we are talking about oil and gas industry. This crude must be moved in a manner or the other. Apart from it's not just in a manner or the other, they must be moved by barges, and of course, or vessels on the sea. So, and of course, the moment we start exporting, if government can just work at the what's it called, the 4 refineries.
Okay.
And then, of course, and even if they cannot do something about it, let them just sell them as scraps. Yes, and then use the money for some other things. Dangote himself has said that, well, that may be a backlash of what the government did for him when they had to take
I think
back.
successive government after Obasanjo doesn't believe in selling national assets. You know Obasanjo before,
Of
at the
course.
twilight of his administration, he wanted to sell. In fact, he actually actually sold all the refineries.
Yes. But
Umaru
Yar'Adua
came
and recovered them back.
and up till today, the four refineries
They're
have
not,
not
they're not
given.
doing
They are not giving
nothing.
them anything.
So
I think
what are they doing
government
for?
needs to look at the policy again.
Oh yes.
Okay,
I believe so.
there's a minor political story on the front page of the Punch newspaper, and the ADC is shopping for relevance now. ADC faction eyes Jonathan Saraki Makinde's alliance.
Yes, I think
They're shopping for big wigs.
those are the three people, and maybe a few others, that remain in PDP anyway. So ADC will make moves to have them support them, because they are looking at it that, look, you people, you may not even have a presidential candidate at the rate you are going.
Who says?
Well,
Both Atiku and Obi, they are contesting. So others.
Obi is in ADC.
Yeah, that.
No, I mean
okay,
that
PDP.
the PDP
All right,
people.
all right.
So that and of course Jonathan is not going to come back. So who remains? But I just sympathize with them, and I believe that maybe when they get their acts together, all will be well.
All right, that is on the note that we'll be rounding up this edition of a newspaper review and analysis. My guest had been Mr. Deji Adeyemi. I told you Mr. Adeyemi is an encyclopedia. Every time I refer to him as an encyclopedia. You cannot take away the experience and knowledge that he has. He's an elder statesman, so he has very endowed with the happenings around here. So thank you very much for finding time to be here again.
I'm grateful.
All right.
I'm grateful.
And we'll be back tomorrow.